Welcome to today's video. I'm going to embroider an apron that I have sewn. Actually, I want you to see the whole apron. So I'm going to adjust that and turn you to the side. And I am waiting to do the length of the shoulder straps. So I'm done with all the other parts. This is the apron. Let's see if I can adjust it a little bit. Like that. And it's crisscross in the back. So I have these. These are ruffles. They are gathered. They are not flounces. And I have 3 pockets. So this is pocket number 1. And in here I have my scissor for embroidery, and the embroidery thread I just looped and put on one of the scissor eyes, and here's the other part. And I'm going to do this spiral decor here, and I use the red thread for placement. And these pockets are not done yet, because I'm trying to make a cute thing where the pockets have little things sticking up from them, so it looks like there are things in my pocket, which is cute for some reason. And over here the same thing, but other colors. And this is the placement thread as well, for when my pocket is folded and sewn. That is the line and height of the decor thingy thing. So that's also a good thing to know what you can do. And also it's fun to see what you can do with just one type of stitch. I hope you can see this. This design and this design is actually just the same type of stitch, just with different length between where I put the stitches. So I'm gonna show you how I do this one thingy, because that's the exact same one as these. These two, like the stem here and the eyes here. And I've also made this cute little thing like that, and that also makes this seam a little bit stronger. As for this side, the pocket is already helping the seam. So what I want is for this to feel like a dress. It's supposed to be more dress-like than anything else. Oh, okay. They opened. So where are the needles? I don't know. Okay, there's 2. That's fine, because the placement is always easier to put back. So, but you're gonna see that part of the thing, and then I by hand sew up the pockets later, because I don't think I will have the time to do that now. I also need to press the pocket fabric before I sew it, but it will be done by hand, and I will probably also do some stitching over the width of this pocket. Yeah, we'll see. So welcome to this video. series with me. Here's the big red N, as you know already. We like that part of it, and I've gone stuck. I don't know. I'm not using real English here. I'm just using this type of English. Yeah, but I have this series. Ooh! Okay. You flew out of your protection. Okay. Soon it is time for me to change the thread, so we'll be doing small movements. You can see also there is a little bit of a hole here already. We just rough it up a little bit around the edges and it disappears. You can see that there is a straight line over here, but that fixes itself when you pull. So what this thread right now does is deciding the distance to the next V part. So I want it to be here, and the next line, the next hole or entering is going to do the straight part, which is like the height from where the middle of the V is up to the ends. I don't know how to say things. Anyways, it's supposed to be, since there's a spiral, it's always a little bit further apart in the outer lining than it is into the center, but it's so minuscule that you don't really have to think that much. So over, then over, and into the hole where you decided the length of the stitch, and then through, so it can pull down, and for it to have like reasonable tension so it doesn't flop around, you just pull it this way just a little bit and then pull it the other way. Yeah, you can see that. That's good. You can also see that I have had a little bit of a hard time right here with the tension and the width of things, but am I going to change it? Yeah, I will. And then you take the back of the needle so you don't try to poke and lift. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little bit triangular. It's more like a tailor needle. So the back, so you don't rip anything or chief the threads, but you lift and lift lift the middle, lift the length, lift the middle, lift the length, lift the middle, lift the length. Let's see. Lift the middle, lift the length, lift the middle, lift the length. That's okay. And then I use the pointy part. Maybe I can actually use the back. Yeah, I can do that. Like that. And now you can barely see where the needle has entered before. And you can also like lay the thread where you want it to, so you can see that you're actually doing it in the shape that you want it to be. So now I know that the next placement is there. Yeah, like that. And the pocket is this way, so I'm kind of lucky that I can actually be so close to the embroidery. But the angle is a little bit off, so I have to either turn. Of course, you can do that, but it is also yeah, don't listen to me. But you can see that the ends and sides are touching the red or encapsulating the red in some places. So I'm just going to do it in somewhat an angle, somewhat to the red part, but not further, like that. And then over, and you look for where this hole is compared to that and that, so you can see, is it as far away from the enter, like the starting point, so you know that they are going to be just as even as possible, like that. And you can turn it over from the beginning, or you can catch it later. You can see this one is actually kind of a lot wider, more equal to the beginning than this is, but it's fine. They are more even than what was there before. You can also fluctuate between doing small ones to bigger ones to smalls to bigger ones if you like that, just as I did with this here. It started smaller and I made it wider, and then it got smaller again. In here I was more even with my stitching, and then I did like a thing with the thing. Over here, this is also not real stitching, like I just pulled up and down a couple of times to make it look like that, fastening it. And also like the fastening thing, sometimes I even fasten it on the top, like I give it, I don't know, I hide it somewhat, because if we look on the wrong side of the fabric, I don't want to hitch on anything. You can see I did it more evenly over here. Here I thought I needed to do something different because it looked weird. But yeah, let's see if we can look at this part. Oh, I actually managed to do like a, there is more layers in this fabric, so somehow I managed to hide it. Is that the word? Yeah, so I must have hid it on the, no, yeah, I think I hit it in between. And here you can see like a little shadow of something that is actually hand stitched right here. Yeah, cool. So it's partially done with the machine, of course, and then partially hand stitched. And like a garment that you do yourself is never really done. It's just gets better. Is that fair to say? Like you always find something new to do. Like for I have a cloak, for example, and I started and my wool dress, and the decorations, they're not done. There are always more things to do. Okay, I'm going to try to shut up now. So it's decide the length, and then angles and over and back through, and then you catch, tension, fold over, decide the length, and also go with the curvature, and then over, finish this one off. There, guys. Can barely move around. This is now the inside. Pull a little bit so you keep the tension in the front, and then make a knot. And another knot. And then you cut it. Is this in view? Is it? I hope it is. Okay, so this little end, I usually throw it away, but they are, yeah, I throw it away. You take your new thread and you measure it from your elbow up to your elbow up to the thumb and index finger, so you have like a ergonomical working situation. And then it can be a little bit longer, like a tiny bit longer, because a little bit goes away for when you put it in the words. Anyway, I'm going to fasten it on the inside now. So I take and like a regular knot. That's a double knot, just a regular one. And then go through that. Through that, making that a knot again. And then I cut that part because now it's fastened in the back one and in the front one. Got there. Let's see what I can see, what I can see. Okay, so now I can turn it back up and we go from the bottom like that, and then we go up and then over to the side and over to the other side and then back to the bottom part. And I also like that. I want to further away, like here, and up again. It takes time, it takes time. Like that. I don't know if you can actually see what I'm doing. I need to take a break and actually look at the footage because it would be weird if you cannot see anything. Okay,